What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tuck Rule Takes, episode 114. The gang's back together. Liam's here. I'm here, Mike, and we got Al, but Al is a little under the weather. He has suffered from the COVID got him. He is not like Liam and I, who 3-time survivors each. So we are
Dynasty,
frozen
baby.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm gonna let my body build up the immune.
Yep, of course. I let the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, the COVID is 0-3 against me. 0-3.
Yeah.
Let's go. Bring on a fourth time. How you feeling now?
Excuse me.
As he coughs, as he sneezes.
That good,
Jesus.
huh? Good, nice.
Perfect timing.
The first night, so I had my first night of COVID 2 nights before Christmas. So I'm gonna paint you a little picture. So I got out of work Friday. I'm going on vacation. Like, girlfriend and I are off of school for the week. We're looking forward to it. We had our 5-year anniversary that Friday night.
Tight.
So we went out to dinner.
Adorable.
Everything great. Exchanged gifts. Like, it was great. I come
assume
home.
You kissed?
No, we
kiss?
haven't gotten that far. You nuts?
Did you kiss? No,
we haven't gotten far. That's
Well, it's
maybe
5 years. I didn't know. I know,
maybe at the 10-year.
Some people move fast.
Listen, maybe at the 10-year, a peck will happen.
Nice.
Who knows?
Yeah,
We'll
no need to
see.
kiss.
If you're
You
lucky,
can hug.
play your cards right.
She's giving me the
Play the
death
long
stare
game.
and the finger right now.
Yeah, hold hands.
Nice.
She's giving you the
deserve it.
finger. You guys
She's
haven't
giving-
kissed, but she gives you the finger.
Exactly.
God damn.
Talk about skipping steps.
And
Things move
then-
quickly.
Went right
I
to
know.
third
Over in
base.
I know. It's like one of those mammograms where it's just like two.
Mammogram. Is it
Or
a
whatever.
mammogram?
Or whatever it's called. Whatever it's
Isn't
called.
What's
that what
mammogram
they
when you
do?
get your
Never
boobs
mind.
checked?
No. Yeah, isn't
Probably.
that what a mammogram
Yeah,
is?
yeah. What's it called? What's that thing called?
Get your mind out of
Richter
the gutter, bro.
scale.
You talk about kissing and mammograms. God damn.
Pretty
We're
sure
trying
it's a
to figure out
Richter
how your
scale.
weekend was.
I
We're
still
talking
have
about
COVID
boobies.
brain. But anyways,
All right.
so after that Friday night, we go to bed. I wake up on Saturday morning at like
Attaboy.
2 a.m. and I have the worst body aches I've ever had in my life. I was sweating up a storm. I couldn't sleep. And then I was like, I think I got COVID. Sure enough, took a test. Right away, it lit up. And I was like, yep.
Yeah. Because I was going to say, before you said you took the test, I was going to guess you had syphilis.
There you go. Probably.
I was going to guess when he said his body was sore, I was like, so your girlfriend probably beat the shit out of you in the middle of the night. She probably
No
didn't like
kissing,
the
just
dinner.
the finger and
You
fist.
probably, yeah. She gave you more than the finger.
Yeah, she's just coming over swinging like Muhammad Ali, just coming
Yeah,
in.
Gave
damn,
you
so-
the Greg Hardy
boom, boom.
treatment.
So what's the so what's the living situation? Is she living in like the other room when like you guys go to sleep? Because there's no way you can risk it. You can't risk sleeping.
I mean, look, we're
Risk
we're
it for the
in this-
biscuit, baby.
We're in this like 750.
If I was her, I'd be
foot-
licking every doorknob in the house. Give me COVID.
Well,
Listen.
I mean, they don't kiss, so I think it should be
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, we're all right. All seriousness, I mean, we're in this place all the time.
All
so
seriousness,
it's
we
like-
do kiss. We do kiss.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Congrats on the kissing.
Kissing confirmed.
Kissing's tight.
I mean, we're around each other all the time. It's a small place. Liam's been to it. Mike, you still haven't yet,
Yeah, I have.
loser.
Bro, I will.
But
There's a bidet. Bro, I will be there.
There is a bidet.
Yeah. It's like the boy that cried wolf. You're just gonna
Oh,
continue.
I will
to-
cry.
to-
I will cry, asshole. Because
I'll cry bidet.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I finally tested negative today, so I'm good. She's still positive, but she caught it a couple days after
How
me,
dare
so
she.
it's going to be out of the house pretty soon. So,
Goddamn.
Tight.
All right. Well, shit. All right. Well, hopefully you guys feel better again. Try to.
Hopefully
keep
not.
the
I have you
situation-
next on the Deadpool, so I was kind of hoping this was more
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
damn, a kid misses. I shouldn't say a kid. A guy misses Christmas with his family, and you guys are like the two Scrooges, and you're just like,
I missed
Dude, I hate
Christmas 2 years
Christmas.
ago, so blow me. Like,
I hate
had
Christmas.
to
I'm
deal with
happy
it
that
too. It
Christmas is
sucks.
over.
Yeah, I know.
don't
And Mike
do
would
it.
love to miss Christmas. You get no
Dude,
sympathy from either of us.
I wish I could sleep through Christmas. Like just
Wow.
go to sleep Christmas Eve, wake up on Boxing Day, and just be like, oh no, what happened to Christmas? It's gone, I guess. I guess we'll move on to New Year's.
What a sad life you live.
But you want to know when I didn't live a sad life, though? So, Patriots won 26-23
they
against the
did,
Denver
baby.
Broncos.
Does this actually make you sad though? Don't put up this front like, oh no.
So,
Or like, does this
again-
actually make you happy? Like, come on.
the reason it makes me the Patriots needed to win one more game, at least one more game, and maybe two if they beat the Jets. Who knows? Right. We'll obviously talk about what this win did in, with their draft position and, Belichick and all that stuff, his future. But did you guys, Liam, we kind of talked about it before we got on. Al, did you happen to, how did the Patriots win this game?
Let's see. So they had a field goal kicker that so badly missed a kick it didn't hit the net.
Nope.
Had the
Not
loudest,
the question.
how the loudest missed extra point in NFL Network history.
Sounded like a nuke going
bomb
off.
Went, that was crazy. He kicks the ball so goddamn hard that it blew up.
And sure enough, as I was in my first night of COVID, first full night on Christmas Eve of COVID, I said to myself, and maybe this was the COVID brain, I was like, you know what? He's been getting shit the whole year. He's missed big kicks the whole year. The Patriots, they don't know how to tank. They don't know how to do it right. So you know what? Chad Ryland's going to nail this. It's going to go right down the middle. Sure enough, just boots it right down the middle. Patriots win. And I'm like,
not have been better.
Ugh.
That was a perfect kick. And it was like coming up to it. And it's so funny because it's like the one time like people kind of wanted the Patriots to lose. Chad Ryland stepped up like, yo, don't worry, guys. I know what I have to do. Don't worry. And like he kicks it up and everybody's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I saw a lot of people that were upset, whatever. I loved it because it's always nice to beat the Broncos. We essentially put the nail in Russell Wilson's coffin as well, which was
that's my favorite part.
Gone. He's gone from the Broncos now, being benched for fucking former Patriot great Jarrett Stidham. That's now two Patriots who have been benched for Jarrett Stidham. Jimmy Garoppolo and Russell Wilson have all like given up their starting spot to Jarrett Stidham. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to say, I know that there were rumors that I was off the Chad Ryland bandwagon, the gangbang train. I'm back on. I'm full on. Listen, man, you're
Did we say that last week?
I get it.
Am I missing something?
No, he's got this played up in his head. So
I get it.
Mike watched the whole interview or the whole episode, and all he took away with it was, in his absence, he's like, "They think I don't love Chad Ryland."
Yeah, man.
They think I've lost my love for special teams.
You know, when you have you guys hate fuck you guys. You guys, Chad Ryland, BDC, Big Dick Chad. That's what we call him around here. He comes in, kicks the field goal. Patriots are 4-11 now.
Hey, Mike. Mike. When did we ever say we hate special teams? Give us the exact time and clip.
You don't need to
give us the exact facial expression that told us we hate facial expressions. I want to know this
because I talk about my boy, future Hall of Famer Bryce Behringer. I can say his name now. I talk about him. Liam rolls his eyes. Al harumps. He goes. It's like it's harumph. It's
what he does.
Horrible, man. And then I try to talk about Chad Ryland, and I say, Al, how did the Patriots win the game? You start bringing up insignificant kicks.
So a missed kick is an insignificant kick, but when it proves your narrative, it's okay. Okay, Liam, we know where he's going now.
Yes,
we know where he's going.
You are catching on. But yeah, so the Patriots did win. Definitely a big win for them. I want to ask you guys the first play of the game. How did you think this game was going to go? When Bailey Zappi drops back to pass, gets fucking strip sacked, and it's just like, oh, this is going to be one of these games. It's
I died laughing as soon as he got strip sacked. I literally laughed for 2 minutes straight. I'm like, all right, like this is going to be easy. Let's get this over with.
Honestly, I expected it to be like the entire first half actually was, where it's just like, we're never going to move the ball. We might get a couple field goals. It's going to be really ugly. Each first down, cherish it because there's going to be 5 of them the entire game. Like,
yep.
That's how in the entire first half, I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, it was just like, don't get me wrong. I just like we all do. Love watching the Patriots play football. Love that. Like they're my team, but goddamn, there's only 2 games we have to get through, guys. Just 2 games. It's tough to watch the Patriots play football sometimes, especially now when like there's no stakes, there's no nothing. Like
Yeah.
like the commentary that comes out of these games, and it's going to happen with us. You barely even talk about the games themselves. You're talking
Yeah.
about Belichick's future, draft position. Was the win? What was it, a good win because you still
Yeah.
want to? Do you want to lose? Are you going to tank?
Bailey
Why isn't the team
Zappi's
tanking?
story, all this
Bailey
shit.
Zappi, 25 of
Yeah.
33, 256 for 2 touchdowns. Everybody's like, maybe he deserves a spot on the right. No, if he's here, he's a backup. Honestly, I think you trade him to a team, I don't know, like the Colts or some shit, some team where maybe they might want it. Well, they got Anthony Richardson, but like,
And they got the
trade
best
him,
quarterback ever in Gardner Minshew.
trade him, get rid of Zappi, whatever, draft 2 quarterbacks in this draft. Draft one in the first round, then one in like the 5th. I don't give a shit. But Bailey Zappi, good on him though. Like I've kind of come around on him. Not in the sense that I want him to like be a starter on the team or anything like that. But just he's done the best that he could.
Yeah.
Watching him play, he's a backup. Like
Yeah.
I feel like you guys agree. Like you see, he is a backup.
He deserves to be on the roster next year as the backup quarterback.
Yeah, there's levels to this. Like at least me and Mike anyway, we thought he couldn't play. Like he was fucking awful. Like he didn't deserve a spot on the field. Because every time in relief of Mac, he'd be terrible. And then we give him the starting spot and he beats the Steelers and we're like, all right, slightly impressed. The meter goes up. And as each game goes on, he still has yet to put together a complete full game where he played well from start to finish entirely. But now the meter creeped up a little more so in this game where you're like, all right, well, he can lead a game-winning drive. He can put stuff together enough to win. Like now he deserves a roster spot. Maybe not with the Patriots, but maybe with some other team. And if the dude keeps balling, who fucking knows? Maybe it creeps up a little more. Maybe we all become big zap heads.
Oh, zap heads. Oh god, Zap feeling the fever. Al is actually feeling the fever. Maybe that's what happened now. Maybe you got so like into Bailey Zappi that like
so enamored.
The fever took you over, man, and then that was it.
That
would
explain the 101. That would make sense.
Yeah. See, exactly. But yeah, so Patriots did win. Zappi did his thing, whatever. But it's just I don't have much to talk about with the actual game itself. Like it's kind of pointless to like break down like Patriots games kind of moving forward, like the actual ins and outs of the games. I just kind of wanted to get where you guys were on this one here. I feel like Liam, I know where you're going to be for one of these things. I feel like the Patriots signing Zeke and Mike Gesicki was a waste for this year.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, because Zeke right now has 157 rushes for 549 yards, 2 touchdowns, an average of 3.5 per rush. And like Mike Gesicki has done nothing. He caught a touchdown, and it's just I think we all coming
one
in,
catch,
we all thought,
11 yards, one
dude. It's been horrible. We all thought that Mike Gesicki was gonna be like a big part of this offense coming into this year, and he just hasn't been. And Zeke has shown up and done admirably for what he can do, for the position they put him in. But it's just this to me is just a waste of both of these guys' years because they're both only here for one deal. I doubt that Zeke comes back. Maybe Gesicki, just because the Patriots don't have any tight ends next year, but I would think that they pick Hunter Henry over him. But like, do you guys feel the same way, at least with Gesicki, that it has been a waste of a year for him and the team having him?
Oh, by far. I mean, the money doesn't
100%.
kill you. The money was like what, 8 million, if that?
I think so, yeah.
Like it was right around there, maybe 9 at the most. But again, we were expecting so much more. We were expecting similar to the Bill O'Brien 2011 Patriots days with Gronk and Hernandez. Like that's what we were expecting. We were expecting high productivity, and we didn't get it. Like Hunter Henry had an okay year before he got hurt, but Gesicki felt like such a non-factor and felt like there was so much left to be desired from him. And it's
24 catches, 204 yards, 2 touchdowns.
That's disgusting. It's literally a catch and a half, maybe even less a game. Like
and
1 to 2 receptions a game.
If you had told me when the signings were announced, like that, obviously the season's not over. We'll cut it off here. If you had told me by this deep into the season, Mike Gesicki would have the same amount of receiving touchdowns as Ezekiel Elliott, I would say that either Mike Gesicki's an entire failure, like this whole thing is a mess. Like that would probably be my conclusion. I'd be like, what did he catch 1 touchdown? Like how did this happen? I would probably assume he tore his ACL in week 3. That's kind of
Yep.
what I would guess. If you tell me that they have the exact same amount of receiving touchdowns, like you said, that's a great point with I wish it was like the old Bill O'Brien double tight end offense because Gesicki's so versatile. Line him up in the backfield, use him as another wide receiver. Like you don't even have to line him up at tight end. Get creative with it. Fuck around. Let's get weird. And none of
Anything.
that. He plays
Anything.
like 20 snaps a game, if that. It's fucking terrible.
Dude, I don't get it, especially with these injuries. I mean, you have fucking your leading receiver was Jalen Rager.
Yeah.
Like
And he had one catch.
yeah, he had two.
Oh,
He
did
had
he?
two for
I only
33.
remember the one.
But it's just like with the wide receiver room being as shitty as it is, with injuries and just kind of overall play, whatever it is, like how could you not find any room for Gesicki out there? I mean, you have
Yeah.
Belichick basically calls him a wide receiver anyways. Like you can't scheme up, like you can't just like put him out there. Like you got to roll
Why do
out
we
there with
sign Jalen
fucking
Rager in the first place? Why don't we just use a guy we have on the roster? Give it the
yeah.
Patriot way. One guy who plays multiple positions. Oh no, our wide receivers down. We need wide receivers. No, let's not sign Jalen fucking Rager. Just put Mike Gesicki there. Especially when
Yeah.
Pharaoh Brown's balling. Use him as a backup tight end. Now we just
How
got
is
a third
Pharaoh
tight end
Brown
doing
having a
nothing.
better season than Gesicki? You know what this feels
Really
like?
though.
And like it sucks to say it because I think we all thought that this was going to be at least a noticeable improvement. This feels like the John Smith conversation all over again.
All over
Yeah.
again, which
Yep.
makes me
Right?
feel bad for Johnny Smith because we shit on him. He actually had kind of a decent year in Atlanta.
Yep. Because they knew how to
Yeah.
use him.
Yeah, which is
And it's
just
like,
basic how you use any backup tight end. Like have them roll out the end zone on 3 tight end sets when everyone thinks you're running and throw him a fucking touchdown. It's wide
dude,
open.
Tim Wright, Michael
Yeah, Tim Wright had
Manamanui, or
7
whatever his
touchdowns
name
in
was.
1 year off the same play.
We've seen this offense use 2 tight ends. I just don't understand. And like, I know you can bring it all back to like, you're kind of a little maybe skeptical, maybe like, whatever, hesitant in what you call on offense because of the line and the quarterback play. But like at this point, like, dude, like a few weeks ago, you knew this season was over. So it's like, why not just like actually try to do, I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it. I feel like coming in, Gesicki was someone that not only us, a lot of people were hyped up about, and it just nothing. Like again, like I said, I hate to say it, but it's like the Jonnu Smith thing all over again. So it's like I don't know if maybe, but yet, like you said, you got Pharaoh Brown who's doing better. So it's like maybe that's what it needs to be. Like you need, a Hunter Henry type and just like a Pharaoh Brown type who's going to block, and then kind of leak out every once in a while. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it was a waste to have Mike Gesicki here. Like you would think that he would have had opportunities to play because of how the offense looked, because of how the wide receivers panned out. But I don't know. I guess not. And like, that's something I don't hear a lot of people talking about, which I think is more of an indictment on how much of a non-factor Gesicki has been, where it's like people don't even talk about him being absent because he's such a non-factor that like I think people forget he's on the team.
Yeah. All-time blunder, like just a fucking failure. And I would say the same thing with Jonnu Smith, where it's like just completely underutilized. All the ways I would say Johnny Smith's almost more versatile. I would kind of expect Johnny
Yeah.
Smith to run the ball in some circumstances. Me and Al at Patriots training camp maybe 2 years ago said it like Al was like, I'll make a bet that Johnny Smith has a rushing touchdown this year, just like on an end around or some weird play like that. Because it was like, oh, we can do anything with this guy. He's a red zone threat. And then it just they never even tried, like never drew up the play, never ran the play. And it's
Nothing.
just, if 2 fucking idiots sitting at Patriots training camp can think this up, like, who are the people who are getting paid millions to go out there and, put Mike Gesicki as the second tight end and just run that position the entire time? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Stupid. Just
And
dumb.
it's
Yeah, waste. It's just a waste of talented players. And then, like when it comes to Zeke, that's Al, like Zeke's having a decent year. It just seems like it's
Yeah.
just this is more of a waste of a year in the sense where it's like Zeke on like a winning team is a nice backup piece that could be in there that can kind of start. I mean, we've seen he can start when he needs to, but it's like Zeke's going to be one of those guys where it's like 10 years from now, they're going to be like, who was the Patriots' leading rusher in 2023. You know, and everyone's going to be like, oh, was it Stevenson? Was, I don't know, like, did James White come back? No, it was Zeke Elliott. People aren't even going to remember he was here, which sucks because I do
he had
think that
12 rushes for 27 yards, so no one
hell
should
yeah.
think of fucking Zeke.
Hell yeah, he did.
27
yeah,
yards? That's atrocious. 2.2 yards per carry. I didn't even need to ask Al that question. I can Google that shit myself. That's terrible. He's
You had the calculator waiting. Don't lie.
maybe not.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
go fuck yourself.
2.25 yards per carry.
Maybe I departed favorite movie. So Al, how do you feel
Can't go wrong.
about the Zeke the Zeke experiment coming into the year and everything?
A little underwhelming, but at the same time, again, we weren't expecting him to really be this all powerful, all all Pro Bowl type running back. We were just expecting a nice backup that, by the way, I said this multiple times to you, Liam. I said this multiple times, said, what if Stevenson goes down? What's your backup plan? At least you have a backup plan that's competent. And by the way, what happened to Ramondre Stevenson? Yeah, and guess what? Leonard Fournette would never come here because he knows that he's at the end of his career and that he needs a winning team. That's why he's in Buffalo right now, where at least he has a chance at the playoffs. I'm not saying they're going to contend, but at least they got a chance at the playoffs.
They're 8-6.
I said a chance. I'm saying a chance at the playoffs. No one gives a
fuck about Buffalo.
Oh, man, just because they're in our division doesn't mean...
Leonard Fournette has a vacation planned for January. He's not going to the playoffs.
I think they're 9-6, aren't they?
Man, who gives a shit? They suck.
Patriots have a chance to play a little bit of a spoiler this weekend. We'll talk about that when we wrap up with the Bills game. But
friggin', I don't know. I will admit this. The big debate before the season was Dalvin Cook or Ezekiel Elliott. Zeke's been better than Dalvin Cook because Dalvin Cook's a fucking non-factor. Like, he's been flat out terrible. And I never would have guessed
surprising.
He'd be that bad. Exactly.
I know.
Like he's like 20 yards max every game. At least Zeke had a 50-yard game once, something like that.
At least he
caught a touchdown.
Here and there.
I don't think Dalvin scored at all. Just completely underwhelming. So I gotta say, Patriots made the right choice. I wouldn't have made that choice. They were right. I would have been wrong, I guess, assumably. Maybe it's the situation, but
I think we all felt, to start, I think that we all wanted Dalvin Cook over Zeke or over whoever else it was. And when you got Zeke, it was all right, that's a nice, consolation prize. Let's see what he has in the tank, a 1-year prove it deal, whatever. And he's kind of held up his end, so to speak. But it's just the Patriots just refuse to do anything this year. And it's just been depressing. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about with the game?
Not really. No.
Kinda. Yes, I guess I do.
All right, let's go.
Very little bright spots here, but this is one we can all congregate on after just having a very divisive topic that's very bipartisan with us, with you guys ganging up on me with Zeke and whatnot. Let's all come together here in the church of Christian Barmore and say that he is on.
Oh, he is such a stud.
Dude, ever since we called him out.
Yeah, literally.
Since we called him out, he has shit on him. The fuck
He's
out.
Furious. Oh my God. What is it? 5 tackles in 1 quarter with a strip sack. I was like, oh my God. I was like, what am I watching? And he stuffed the 3rd and 1 attempt from the fullback too. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, there's nothing he can't do. He's incredible. So yes, we're praising our defense.
I think he had
tackles,
2 QB hurries, a few QB hits. Holy shit.
Yeah, he's a madman. Yeah, he was a bad motherfucker. 5 tackles, 3 sacks. He's furious. I love it. So this
was the Christian Barmore that we wanted. And I know last year, he was hampered a little bit with injuries, obviously.
Yeah.
But this was the Christian Barmore that we wanted to see.
Yeah.
We want to see him.
Hell, I would have liked to see it at the beginning of the season, but that's fine. Better late than never.
Yeah. At least this team after the bye week hasn't shit the bed. They just they've actually gotten a little bit better.
Yeah. They kind of hunkered down on defense and kind of were like, all right, the offense is going to do whatever.
Dude, the defense, and again, we're having the same fucking conversation that we had last year and the year before. If this team just had a competent offense,
it's so annoying.
This would be the year. There is no runaway team other than the Ravens. There is no the Chiefs don't even look unbeatable. The Bills don't. The Bengals, Joe Burrow's gone.
the Browns and Lord Flacco are big balling.
Dude, that's what I'm saying though. The fact that the Texans are in the
The
goddamn
Jaguars
playoffs
were
right
in the
now.
hunt for a little bit.
The
Jaguars
Jags
suck.
are in the. You could have a losing record and still be in the hunt graphic. The
Yeah.
Patriots aren't even good enough to be in the hunt. It just sucks, man. It sucks because if there was even just a competent offense or offensive line, whatever, like the Patriots would maybe kind of sort of have a playoff spot right
Yeah.
now. And like this game against the Bills might be for a playoff spot. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
it's fucking annoying, man. It's annoying because then next year the Patriots are going to figure it out and every team is going to be fucking unbeatable. Every team is going to be like 11-6.
Yeah.
It's going to suck.
It's so disappointing. I do want to take the reins here for this next part since that's really the only highlight of the game. I assume no one has any other good from this fucking
that was
terrible.
it. Chad Ryland,
Yeah.
Bryce Behringer had a
No,
73-yard kick that was wiped
mostly
out by a
just Christian
penalty.
Barmore. But friggin', so Mike, you were absent the last time me and Al just recorded, and we were talking about what we want from this game. Al was on the side of draft capital, math teacher, very calculated. He wanted us to lose this game. I wanted us to win this game. I wanted to, play the spoiler. And now it happened. They won. I'm psyched. I'm sure Al still like to see a good victory. This is exactly what I was hoping for from a Patriots team that has absolutely nothing to play for. Now we're the shitheads, the spoilers. And I love playing the spoiler role. Where you said it earlier, Mike, we have derailed the Russell Wilson era in Denver. Like it's gone. There was so much up and down, a lot of hope, never really came to fruition. I was talking with my buddy who's a Denver Broncos fan. If he wasn't working today, I was going to get him on the show. But I was talking to him about it and just like trying to pick his brain, get his thoughts on the whole thing. Poor dude's been miserable since Peyton Manning retired, so he's actually not even really too surprised. But I think it's just so flattering that this terrible fucking Patriots team went out there and just took another shitty, suffering franchise for way longer than we've been out behind the woodshed, put a bullet in their head, like just completely put them out of their misery. No more Russell Wilson. That is the last game we will ever see him in a Denver Broncos uniform. And it was when the Patriots spoiled it and completely sums up the Russell Wilson era because is a good quarterback. And when he doesn't follow Sean Payton's rigorous Drew Brees offense where everything has to be on point, it's all timing routes and stuff like that. Russell Wilson played good. Like I watched the beginning of the game, and when Sean Payton tried to do it his way, Russell suffered. And then when they were down 23-7, Russ was like, all right, these 2 drives, give me 2 drives to do my controlled chaos where Russell Wilson succeeds. He wants to scramble. He wants to run around, brings them back into the game. Final drive, Sean Payton's like, all right, let's go back to my way. It all fucking fell apart. And now Russell Wilson's career in Denver is over. Everyone's opinion of him is completely changed because of us. And now everyone feels bad for him. What'd you say? What was that?
Wait, what did I say?
Say what?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I can't
Russell
speak
Wilson,
church.
Patriot? What?
Oh God.
Oh, get the fuck.
Dog, that's where we're going with this?
COVID
Oh my
brain.
God, COVID brain to the max.
Did you guys see did you guys see the odds for Russell Wilson's next teams?
No.
Who are they?
The Vikings are 5-1. They're the favorites, and then the Patriots are next at 6-1.
No, fucking no. I don't want.
Listen,
I don't want
I'm gonna say this.
Stopgap.
I had a friend of mine text me and say, "Would you want Russell Wilson as quarterback? Like, would you be opposed to it?" And I said, "Absolutely. I don't want him here either." I just wanted to see your guys' reaction to that.
God, no, dude, I am done with let Russ cook. We don't need that shit because
you don't want to hear Gordon
happen?
Ramsay. Let him cook. You don't want to hear the Gordon Ramsay right there.
I would sign Gordon Ramsay. I am currently watching 4 different Gordon Ramsay shows.
Bold, huge, super fan over here.
Dude, it's him. He's all over. Hulu is just the Gordon Ramsay channel. He's got 8 fucking shows. 8 shows. He's got Christmas specials with kids. He's got the kids cooking thing, which is awesome.
I have seen that.
Dude, it's crazy. He's got shows everywhere. But yeah, Russell Wilson.
It's incredible. I actually don't hate the idea. I don't want it because I think we should be building toward the future. But like, if they signed Russell Wilson, I'm not going to be like, oh shit. Like,
well, one thing I read is One thing I read is
like
that
Cam
that
Okay.
big contract,
No, Russell is half the player Cam is.
that big contract that he has would not come over to his next team.
No.
I think the minimum that a team would have to pay is like 1.2 million or something like that.
Imagine, like, dude,
Just
a
saying.
low risk, high reward for a dude who's was an MVP candidate before he was on the Broncos for like 5 straight years.
Won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, got to another, almost
That's
won.
true.
Ah,
That's true.
fucking Russell Wilson.
So with Russell Wilson though, so say they did bring him over. Like, let's just fucking say they signed him. Well, whatever. I don't care what the money is. We're just using the fact that he is on the Patriots. Like, you would still expect the Patriots to draft a quarterback in the first round, right? So it's like, if you're going to do that, like, you got to assume that the quarterback that they're drafting is like let's just say it's Jaden Daniels, because that's kind of where I think it's going to go right now with them being the 4th pick. If they jump up, who knows? But like, let's just say it's him. Like, wouldn't you want to just start him, get the ground runner, or do you want to have him sit a year, or like, would
this
it
is the age-old question,
sense?
right? Do you mentor the quarterback or do you start him right away? Everyone wonders this. There's no real right answer, because Mahomes was mentored, but then, Phillip Rivers.
I'm not saying he was a good quarterback, but like, I think back to like the Browns in 2018 with Baker Mayfield. They didn't start him right away. They started, wasn't it Robert Griffin III? I think they started that year.
No,
Tyrod Taylor. It was Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
But they started
Tyrod Taylor too.
And then week 2, Tyrod Taylor gets hurt, and then Baker comes in, and then he takes over. But maybe we look at that. That's a situation. Maybe Russell Wilson, starts the year, and obviously, I don't think he's coming here. I don't think he's going to want to be here in New England.
Dude, you know what seems like a perfect fit for Russ? Atlanta. Like, 2 tall receivers and Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Bijan to dump the ball off to.
I think they're going to want to go young. That's the only thing.
Maybe probably.
Yeah, Desmond Ritter, and they got Taylor Heineke
sucks.
too.
They don't Taylor Heineke's the man, but they don't give a fuck about Desmond Ritter. They benched him twice. I just think it's perfect because Russ is Russ plays quarterback like the NBA does analytics for basketball. With the Russ, it's either a layup or a 3-pointer. He's going to bomb it deep or he's going to dump it off. There's no mid-range game in Russell Wilson's current repertoire.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that being floated out there. So like, I don't know. Once everything shakes out with the draft and where they are and all that stuff, then maybe we'll see what's up. And
it would be the most Vikings thing in the world if they signed him like that.
I could see the Vikings doing that. I could see Kirk Cousins, going somewhere.
Going from one generic quarterback to another.
Yeah, and it's
one happy-go-lucky, God-fearing man.
Yeah, I mean, they go, one from another, but. Russell Wilson. God, I didn't. No, I don't want it. I do, but we don't need. Tuck Rule takes it against Russell Wilson coming to the Patriots.
Patriots Nation, let's ride.
Oh God,
I can hear it now. Pats Nation.
Oh no. Oh, that was so sad. The time he said it, like walking off the podium after they had like just lost, and he's like. They just like he's like Broncos Nation.
I have a free agency potential acquisition for you guys. I want to see if you're interested in it, but I want to save it for a little bit later. I want to build up the suspense a little bit.
Ooh, making me sweat.
Is it a quarterback?
It is not.
Okay, good. I can't deal with more quarterback shit.
My heart.
Before you know it, Liam's gonna start talking about Cam Newton.
Well. The door is not
Mike,
closed.
you just opened the door.
Retired.
Slam it shut real quick.
The door has been shut on Cam Newton.
Let the record show he hasn't retired.
Dog
he hasn't retired.
He
didn't play like dog shit. He never played like dog shit. He's
been forced to retire because he's just not good.
That's not true.
But okay,
Joe Flacco will be available after the season.
We kind of dipped. Yeah, that's great. Joe Flacco on the Ravens, hated him because it's the Ravens. I hate the Ravens. So, but seeing Joe Flacco ball the fuck out on Cleveland, it's like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. Patriots are a non-factor. So shit, I just root for crazy things at this point. So
I've always loved Joe Flacco anyway. I hold him near and dear to my heart.
Should he be on the list? Is he on the list?
He should.
He's on the list. He's on the list.
Yeah, I knew it. Of course he is.
Right
under. I love Joe Flacco more than like my nieces and nephews.
He's under Dante Stallworth and above Visante Shanko.
Oh my
That's a tough list.
What a,
I do
oh,
love
I can't
Visanthe
wait. I can't
Shanko.
wait for that. At the
Hey,
He's
end,
Mike,
not
end of
retired
the
either.
since it's our last episode of the year before going into the new year, can we unveil the list at the very end and then see how much we add on throughout the year?
Okay. Yes. Yeah. At
Can
the
we do
end,
that?
yeah. I'll go through. There's over 10 names on there. I think there's like 12 names right now. So,
Okay,
Wow.
cool. All
Oh,
right, we'll do
um,
that at the end.
very
so
exclusive list.
we did kind of touch on it. So I think we might as well just jump into it. So the Patriots right now, with the win off the foot of Chad Ryland, lest we forget.
Just had to get that in there, didn't you?
The Patriots are currently slotted for fourth in the NFL draft behind the Commanders, the Cardinals, and the Panthers, which is actually the Bears. How do we feel about this? So whoever wants to start,
I'll start with
let's
this
go.
because I'm kind of out of the three of us, I would say I'm the most hell bent on the draft pick because I want to see it happen. So before I say how I feel about it, I want to paint the scenario a little bit. So the Patriots have 2 games left. And I'm gonna map it out. Patriots lose both games. They can't get lower than 4. 4 is the absolute lowest they can get right now. And potentially 3 because Washington, they might lose with strength of schedule. Something might happen with that. But anyways, 4 is the absolute lowest. You split these games, go 1-1, you finish 5-12. You can't finish lower than 7. So now you're starting to dip out a little bit.
Yeah.
If you win both games and finish 6-11, the lowest I think you can go is 9.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still in the top 10 no matter what. But you see how big of a drop that can be. Now, as far as the actual pick itself, I don't want any lower than 4. I really don't. Because then you're starting to get into, all right, now we're looking at, okay, Brock Bowers, the receiver on LSU, I can't think of his name right now, Joe Alt, Olu from Penn State, which are all good names. They're all, NFL quality players. Don't get me wrong. But now we're at like, okay, and Mike, you said it earlier, a lot of draft boards are saying, okay, Patriots at 4, probably going to take Jaden Daniels because let's face it, Chicago's at 1. They're taking one of those 3 guys, May, Williams, or Marvin Harrison Jr. I think they're going to go Marvin Harrison Jr. because I think they're going to keep Justin Fields and add talent around him. I think
if
Harrison.
they do, so just to kind of bounce off that, so I keep going back and forth what they're going to do. I think it would benefit the Patriots if they took Marvin Harrison Jr. because I don't think that Arizona is going to take a quarterback. I think they're going to ride with Kyler Murray. So if that happens, you could also pick swap with the Cardinals. Think about that. So let's just say, because in the Cardinals' mind, if they drop to 4, the Commanders are taking a quarterback.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to trade out of their picks. So for Arizona, why not? Hey, let's get some more picks. We move back 2 spots. We still get the guy we want. The Bears take Marvin Harrison Jr. Patriots fuck around and end up with Caleb Williams or like Drake May or something. Jaden Daniels isn't even in the conversation anymore. Like, I think there's a couple things, but if the Bears do go quarterback, I still think the Patriots can pick swap with Arizona if they really want to get up there. But we'll see. Who knows? But anyways, yeah. So keep going because I've been thinking about that too. Where it's like if they're 4th, it doesn't mean that they're necessarily out for any quarterback.
And I've thought about it too, and I've thought that same thing that maybe they don't go Martin Harrison Jr. Maybe they say Justin Fields isn't the guy. Maybe they go May or Williams. But if I had to guess right now, I think number 1 is going to be MHJ. I think he's going number 1.
Yep.
Arizona at 2, this is where it gets a little dicey. Do they really believe in Kyler Murray? Do they truly, truly believe that he is the guy for the next 3 to 5 years? I think what they should do, I think they should go get Joe Alt or Olu, one of those 2 tackles, to block for Kyler Murray. But I don't think they're going to do that.
There's always an offensive lineman that gets picked.
But they picked an offensive lineman last year. They're not going to pick an offensive lineman back-to-back drafts.
Yeah, I think if Harrison Jr. goes down to 2, I think they're snagging him at 2. If he doesn't, then maybe they surprise people. Maybe they go they reach and go for a Brock Bauer or Neighbors, the receiver from LSU. Maybe they go, for a reach at two. Who knows? Or maybe, like Mike said, maybe they trade back because they don't like anybody there. Maybe then that's where New England gets aggressive. But assuming they don't, I think Caleb Williams goes number 3 to Washington. I've heard rumors that Washington's really big on Caleb Williams. Obviously, we know his draft stock is dropping a little bit. So then that would leave a couple interesting options, right? Then you'd have Drake May potentially, unless he gets taken too, which who knows? Arizona could surprise us. Maybe Jaden Daniels is there. But guess what? If you drop to 7, those guys are not going to be around, I think, at all. Because
No.
even just looking at Tankathon right now, the website that has like the draft order and everything.
That's what I just was. That's what I was just looking at.
Oh, yep. It's the best. It's easy to follow. It's the best. Shout out tankathon.com. You have the Giants at 5. Giants are going to take a quarterback because they're not going to. They have Tyrod Taylor. Tommy Cutlets was a nice story, but he's not going to be a quarterback, and they don't know about Daniel Jones. So I think they're going to take a quarterback. Chargers are going to. We don't know what they're going to do. They're not taking a quarterback. They'll
grab an offensive lineman or something.
Exactly.
To protect Herbert. Yeah.
And then at 7 is Tennessee, who I know they have 3 quarterbacks, but like Tannehill's going to be retiring. Maybe Will Levis. Maybe Will Levis is the guy, but Malik Willis.
He is. Will Levis is the guy.
Not a definite. Yeah, not a definite. They may or may not. So I don't know.
Right. So now.
But there's risk. There's risk.
Right. And right now with the standings, Patriots are 4-11. The Falcons are 7-8 and are at the 10 spot. That's why I said they can't get lower than 9. They would beat out Atlanta just because of the record. You lose both, you're setting yourself up real nicely to get one of the 3 quarterbacks. Or I even saw a draft board today that saw 3 quarterbacks got taken 1, 2, 3, and then Marvin Harrison ended up at 4 with the Patriots. There's a lot of maneuvering that can go up and down. So I know I'm getting long-winded, but I just want to conclude it with this.
No. That makes sense.
That's why I don't want it any lower than 4. You won your game, great. If you lose out the rest of the way, fine. If you split, I'm begrudgingly saying, okay, whatever. But if you get to 7, now you're starting to play with fire a little bit as in terms of, do you want the quarterback? Or are you going to have to, and I'm putting this in air quotes, settle for one of those next tier guys that you weren't looking at even 2 weeks ago? Yeah. So that's why I think the pick is important to stay at 4 and not go any lower.
Kyler Murray, by the way, I just signed, and again, not that it means anything because teams can always move on. He signed for another 5 years. The Cardinals have an out in his contract, but that's in 2027. So he's due $51 million next year. No one's going to want to take that on. The Cardinals aren't going to want to release him and take the massive cap hit, the dead cap hit that he hit. So I think that they're kind of stuck with him, at least for 1 more year. So that leads me to believe maybe they do take an offensive lineman, assuming MHJ isn't there. If he is there, maybe they just pick him up and then, you still have a quarterback going. But I think you're safe with the Cardinals not taking a quarterback, but who knows? Like, we don't know for sure, but yeah, I do agree though, Al, that it'd be nice to stay at the 4. Liam, because I know I lean maybe a little bit more towards you, where I feel like you want the Patriots to fuck around, fuck up the Bills' year, and then probably beat the Jets, because it's always fun to beat the Jets, right?
Yeah, of course.
So like, I kind of lean that way. I don't see them beating the Bills. I know that we beat the Bills earlier in the year, but the Bills have something to really play for now.
Yeah.
And then
I don't particularly see them beating the Bills either, even though I do think the Bills still suck. And but the way I look at it is I'm like the ridiculous optimist in the sense that everything kind of finds a way to work out. Like, I don't even like talking so early. Like, I'm not even going to share my draft opinion because, like I said, I think 2 weeks ago, Marvin Harrison has no reason to come out in the draft. Maybe he will because he wants to be a pro and you can make more money long term. But he can make 25 mil next year dominating people who are econ majors in college. So like he doesn't have a whole lot of incentive to come out. So yes, I want only Marvin Harrison. I don't really want any of the quarterbacks per se. And we're probably not going to get Caleb Williams. So all the other ones are like, like compensation prize, shrug my shoulders. I really only want Marvin Harrison. He has no real reason to come out. Maybe he'll surprise me in a month when he announces. But I have no idea who's even in this draft because half of them haven't committed yet. I think Jaden Daniels and Drake May are the only ones who have actually committed to it, if I remember correctly, and everyone else is up in the air. So I have no idea. I think it all kind of works out in the end up. Yes, I want them to beat the Jets because the Jets sucks. Yeah, yes, I also want them to beat the Bills. Like realistically, I'm also smart too. Like, yeah, I want a top pick because even if those guys aren't in the draft, like somebody sick is going to be in the top four most likely, or at least somebody worth taking will be it. So yeah, it'd be great if they lose out and get a top pick too. So I'm completely stuck, see all sides, and I feel the need to put my input on the draft until I absolutely know because I really only want Marvin Harrison. Everyone else can get fucked, and Marvin Harrison's torn with my emotions.
I mean that makes sense. It's just like it always comes down to me where like I just think whenever you get a chance, you need to beat the Jets. So it's like this last, and like who knows, because the Commanders play the Cowboys in the last game of the year. The Commanders could fuck around and beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys have been known to lay some stinkers, so it may set up to where the Commanders and the Cowboys, the Commanders and the Patriots both lose this weekend, and then next weekend they both happen to win. Like the Patriots beat the Jets and the Commanders beat the Cowboys, and it's no harm, no foul. Patriots get the fourth pick, and we roll on with that. So I don't know. Like you said though, Liam, it is kind of you almost have to wait until all the games are played because you never know. Like teams can lay stinkers. The Cardinals could win the next two games, and then that fucks everything up for everybody.
Yeah,
like
and that's the thing. There's a million different scenarios.
Weekend. Yeah, like
crazy. And like I think Kyler Murray could very well keep winning out. Like I think Kyler Murray's a good quarterback. So I have no idea how this is going to play out. I can guess how it's going to go for the Patriots. I think most likely we lose the next two games, probably.
Yeah.
But probably. Like there's so many other scenarios. Like you said, the Panthers was fucking one. The Panthers are actually kind of playing decent the last 2 weeks. I have no idea what upsets come at the end of the season because they're usually ridiculous.
Yeah. No, there's going to be something. But I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, we'll kind of just, the draft talk will be something that we talk about every week until it actually, the season ends and we know where everybody stands. So Liam, before we unveil your list, we have to just get the picks anyways. Who do you guys think wins this weekend? Bills or Patriots?
Bills 24-20.
I don't even think it's close, man. I think the Bills, it's going to be like a 33-22 score or something like that. And the Patriots score one late. I think that's how they get there.
Hey, man, those divisional games they're crazy.
They're tough. But the Bills, they got something shoved up their ass from how the Patriots beat them last time. Everybody thinks they suck and all that stuff. Liam, who do you think, Bills or Pats?
Pats, baby, 20-6.
Of course.
Shut it down.
20-6. Okay.
20-6. Bills don't score a touchdound. Fuck them.
Okay. All right. So before we get out of here.
Oh, real quick. Real fast. I was going to say real fast. Free agency real quick. Would you guys be interested in this wide receiver? You ready for this name?
Yeah. Born ready.
Calvin Ridley.
Oh, dude, in a heartbeat. I wanted him before he went to.
He's a free agent. He's an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Hell yeah.
He's been hit or miss in Jacksonville. I think we can get him a good price.
Dude, Calvin Ridley and Jaden Daniels, that's a great 1-2 punch, man. You got Stevenson back there. Man. That's a great. I want him. I would take him.
I didn't know that. Good call, Al.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Take him, re-sign Hunter Henry, have Pop Douglas, and then just fill in everything around there. I think that's a good one.
He's on my fantasy team. He either goes for 2 touchdowns or 10 yards. There's no in between.
Or nothing. Yeah.
So annoying.
Nothing.
Yeah. Dickhead.
All right. Liam, your list of people that I have compiled just in you talking. I know I've missed a couple. So if you have one or two or something that you have to add after this, we'll go.
Yeah.
But moving forward, I'm going to draw a line And these are who we have so far.
Year
number one, obviously, your God, Cam Newton.
Cameron Jarrell Newton, baby.
Number two, I don't know why he's on this list. I don't like him. Braxton Berrios, former Patriot great, former Jet great.
University of Miami, baby. Braxton Berrios all the way.
God, number three, former Patriot great, if you want to call that, Nelson Aguilar, Butterfingers.
Welcome to Nellyville.
And number four,
Al's so disappointed.
Kind of he who should not be named. He's in the doghouse, so to speak. It makes sense. Deshaun Watson. He's on your list.
Beast. Michael Jordan of football.
This next one I agree with because I do think I like this guy a lot. Deshaun Jackson.
Can't go wrong. The human can opener.
He is Brandon Cooks with style. That's what I think Deshaun Jackson
much flair.
is. Always good no matter what. This next one actually just got a touchdown recently. Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah,
somehow that one's
Mercedes,
okay. That one I'm fine with.
Somehow he is still
that one's
kicking.
only okay. He's the man. Dude's ageless.
Next one, another kind of checkered past. Mike Vick. Did his time.
The slickest, the quickest.
He did his time. So Mike Vick, unbeatable.
In my eyes. Yep. Never done any wrong. I would have invited him to dinner with my family that night. Love him.
I don't know, man. Once you fuck with that. Well, anyway, next one. I don't even know where this one came from.
Do you think Mike Vick was actually killing the dogs himself?
All right, we're not getting into this.
His arm is $1 million arm. You think he's in there drowning puppies with those arms? No, he has people doing it for him. Let's not say Mike Vick's doing this personally here. Come on. Let's be realistic.
Next one. This one's random. John Brown. Why the fuck is John Brown on this list?
Because he's a monster. Every year he'd have like 10 touchdowns. No one gave a shit. He's an awesome.
Yeah, John Brown. John Brown is one I don't care. The next one might actually be. I know we've talked about bad people. This person might actually be a murderer. Dante Stallworth.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Former Patriot great.
Definitely a murderer. I don't care. He murdered a person and murdered defenses for a long 8-year, very lucrative career. He's the man. And as a former Patriot, you should fucking love Dante Stallworth.
No, I like him. I don't care. I can separate. I can separate old people crossing crosswalks and you play it on the field. Next, we just talked about him. Makes sense. Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
That one's a good one too.
Yeah.
He's showing right now why he's there.
The man.
This guy, I just brought him up too because we just talked about Joe Flacco. Vasante Shenko. I always forget he exists. One of the coolest fucking names in the world.
Ever. Yeah. He was so reliable.
Shenko.
Yeah. He was born to be a football player. Yeah. He was the man.
Great name.
No one cared.
Next one. These next two, they kind of go together in a weird way. Colt McCoy.
Yep. Naturally.
He's on there. And then Vince Young as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of go together, right? I feel like they should. But that's the list right now. Liam, anybody pressing who needs to be on the list right now? Like if you were to, 5 seconds, think in your head, shit, we got to put person X on there. Anybody I need to add before we move on to now who we get put on there in 2024?
I mean, it has to be Big Dick Nick, baby. Nick Foles, 100%.
I always forget you're an Eagles fan. I always forget you're an Eagles
Foles. That's the greatest backup quarterback of all time, greatest playoff run ever, besides maybe Joe Flacco. Nick Foles has to be on the list. Dude's the comeback kid.
He's on there. All right. And I just drew a line in the list. So now everybody added on there afterwards is going to be from 2024. So
I look forward to
I got nothing. You guys good to go? Anything else?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Next time we talk to everybody, it'll be 2024. Al, hopefully you are feeling tip-top 100% for New Year's. Liam, I know you're going to be feeling good in more ways than one. Probably kissing. You're going to be kissing? You be kissing?
Maybe.
I might do
it. At midnight, I might grab.
Oh, I might do it. I might give the wife some lips. I might. We'll see though.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah, I am married, so it's
depends on how
it's
much liquored up you get. Yeah, exactly.
It's allowed. Liquored up. Hey, okay. Yeah. Al's getting the finger in the bidet. So for Liam, Al, I'm Mike. Tuck Rule Takes. Patriots. Fuck it. Play spoiler for the Bill season this weekend. Whatever.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next year, 2024. We're out.